Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to the Arabic of the Quran series. Today we'll be doing lesson number 13, Comprehensive Review. Let's begin. So today what we are going to do is we are going to apply the things we have learned all this while. All this while we have learned that ism has 4 properties, and we finished learning all the 4 properties, exactly what the 4 properties mean. So now we are going to apply these 4 properties on the words and actually classify them based on status, number, gender and type. Alright, so before that, it's a little bit quick recap, so just to see what you're going to do. So the first thing we know that is that an ism, any word that is an ism, will have 4 properties: status, number, gender and type. Status means Rafa, Nasab, Jar, and this is found by ending sounds or ending combinations. Muslim chart helps a lot here. We also learned that there is a concept of heavy and light, and there are different types of flexibility in status. We learned all those in status. Now we come to number. Number, we learned that there are 3 kinds: singular, dual and plural. Plural also we have 6 kinds, and you should already know this by now. Gender is the easiest one. There is only male or female, and then in female there is fake feminine and real feminine, and you know the types of fake feminine. You know all this. Finally, we come to type. Type really means common or proper, and there are 7 kinds of proper. We learned this in the last lesson. So that's it. We have finished this quick recap. Now we are going to move on and apply all these things we have learned into real Arabic words. Now before we move on, I want to tell you one thing. This is a practice-based video, right? So whenever there's a practice-based session, then what you should do is watch it on mute, because I want you to listen to your own conclusions and see if they match mine. So first watch the thing on mute, and then actually see if what I say is correct. Okay? After that, after you come to your conclusion, you can come and see if what you say actually matches what I say. Okay? And one more thing I want to tell is, some words that you see in the next slides will have meanings with them, but don't focus on the meaning. You focus on the word itself, and then you see how far that can take you, and then you take the meaning. Okay, so that's it. Now we are going to move on to actual practice. So now we are at the first slide, and these have the first 6 words. Now before we start, I want to tell you one thing. Today we are going to have 36 words in front of us. Okay, so there's 6 slides, and each slide is having 6 words on them. So 36 words, and we have to classify 36 words based on status, number, gender and type. But we are not going to do them together. No, first we're going to tell the status of everything, then we're going to tell the number of anything, then we're going to tell the gender of all things, and then finally we're going to tell the type of all things. So the same material we're going to be reviewing 4 times. Okay, the same slides we're going to be reviewing 4 times. The first time we'll be doing status, then we'll find the number, then the gender, and finally the type. Okay, so you understood that, right? Now let's move forward. The first one is zira'i. Zira'i, first of all, is it an ending combination ending sound? Because we are finding the status. Status means ending combination ending sound. That's very important. This word has an ending combination, and it's a light ending combination, because I, it's not aini, it's I. So it is a light ending combination, and aini is like muslimaini. So this one is going to be Rafa, it's going to be Nasab or Jar. The first one is going to be Nasab or Jar. It can be either one, because the Muslimaini, they are same. Next, Makithina. Again, ending combination, ending sound. This one is ending combination, and this one is again going to be Nasab or Jar. Why is it going to be Nasab or Jar? Because it's Makithina, and Ina, the Ina ending is first both Nasab and Jar. Next, Nuhan. This one is the Fathatain, that's a Nasab. This is only going to be Nasab. And it can be heavy. This is a non-Arab word. This is a little bit from the light topic. This is a non-Arab word, and it can be heavy only because it has 3 letters in it. Remember that? There's just a small review. Next, Mu'minina. Mu'minina, Ina ending, again you can clearly say that this is either Nasab or Jar. We're going to find that based on the context, and we don't have the context here. So there's either Nasab or Jar. Next, Al-Mu'minina. Al-Mu'minina is the same thing, Nasab or Jar. we're gonna have to, the context has to be there. We can't tell it's definitely nasab, we can't tell it's definitely jar. All we can say is either nasab or jar. Okay, next, anharu. Anharu, it's a rafa because, why is it rafa? Yes, because of the dhamma. Dhamma means rafa. Now let's move on to the next one. Rasulani. Rasulani, clear cut, there's ani here. Ani, which means it's definitely rafa. Yes. Next, Landana. Landana. Now, if you couldn't get this, there's actually London, and it's a place, which means it's partly flexible. You should know this by now. It's a place, partly flexible, so it cannot get a kasra, which means Landana is the only form it can get, which means it's either nasab or jar. Landana can be nasab or jar. Why? Because this is a partly flexible word, it will never become Landani. So it is Landana and it's nasab or jar. Next, Maryama. Again, it's a non-Arab name. Non-Arab name means it's partly flexible, and partially flexible means nasab or jar. It cannot get a kasra, right? Next, Al-Jannataini. Jannataini, Muslimataini. See, Muslimataini, Jannataini is the same thing, right? So nasab or jar. Next, Rajulaini. Rajulaini is obviously is aini again, so it's nasab or jar. Next, ayatan. Ayatan. This one, it clearly has a it's a fathatain on top, so this one is a nasab. Ayatan, nasab. Mahjubuna. Mahjubuna. Una sound, Rafa. Definitely it has to be a Rafa. It's an Una sound. Next, Al-Ardi. It's a Kasra. Kasra means what? It's definitely a jar. Iblisa. Iblis. Iblis is a non-Arab name. Non-Arab name, which means it can never have a Kasra, which means this can be either nasab or jar. Just because the fatha doesn't mean it's always nasab, it can be jar also. Why? Because the word itself is non-Arab. Next, an-najmu. Mu, there is rafa there. It's dhamma, so it's rafa. Next, al-alamina. Al-alamina, ina. Ina means it's nasab or jar. Because Muslimina is Muslimina. Muslimina is same, it's nasab or jar. Next, Al-Asbaqi. Asbaqi, there's kasra here. Kasra means what? It means jar. Ibrahima. Ibrahima, non-Arab name, so it's nasab or jar. Remember, non-Arab names partially flexible, cannot have a kasra, therefore nasab or jar. Allahi. It's the word Allah over here is jar because of the kasra. We never say Allah is jar. No, we say the word Allah in this context is jar. Okay, that's the respect we give to the word Allah. Next, waladan. Waladan is obviously nasab because of fathatain. Next, al-qiyamati. Al-qiyamati. There's kasra over here. Kasra means it is jar. Yes, kasra. Next, Isa. Isa. So what is this? Is it rafa, nasab or jar? Isa is a non-flexible thing, so this will be all. It can be nasab, it can be rafa, or it can be jar. So A means all. Okay, it can be either one of them. We don't know which one it is. Ummatun. Ummatun, there is dhammatain. Dhammatain, which means rafa. Yes, dhammatain. Muslimatun, rafa. Almalakati. T. Come on guys, T. It's a jar because of the kasra. You should know that. Next, Sabilin. Sabilin is kasratain. Kasratain, which means it's a jar. Kasratain is jar. Next, Athamarati. Ati. Atin. Atin or ati. We know that it means nasab or jar because Muslimatin, Muslimatin, it's the same. nasab or jar. Okay, now raji'una, una, we can clearly hear the una sound over here, which means that this word is going to be Rafa. Why is it Rafa? Because of the una sound. Next, al-fili. Fili is kasra. Kasra, guys. Kasra means what? Jar. Right, kasra means jar. Okay. Yasriba. Yasrib is actually, if you don't know this, I'll pass it for you, but Yasrib is actually a city, and you know the names of cities are partially flexible, so this is either nasab or jar. You can't just throw nasab over here, okay? It's nasab or jar because Yasrib is a city. It's the name of a city. Alright. Al-Husna. Al-Husna. Again, there's all. Why is it all? Because it's a non-flexible word. We don't know which one it is. Next, Mukhrijun. Mukhrijun. It's a Rafa. Rafatain. It's Dhammatain, so it's Rafa. There's no Rafatain. Okay, guys? It's Dhammatain. Next, An-Nasi. Kasra. Kasra means jar. Yes. Next, Al-Qiyamati. The T over here is kasra. So kasra means jar. Next, Al-Qasasu. There is dhamma on top. Dhamma means what? What does dhamma mean? Rafa. Yes. Dhamma means Rafa. Next, Qur'anan. There is fathatain, which means yes, nasab. Now we are going to start classifying based on number. These are the same slides that will keep on repeating till we finish all of them, because now we are going to classify them based on number. Now one thing I want you to notice, I know we went a lot of detail in the plural kind of number, okay? The kind of number which is plural, we went a lot of detail, we talked about the 6 types. But over here we are not going to do this all the 6 types. What we are going to do is, we'll just tell it's singular, dual or plural, that's it. We are not going to go into detail. That detail is good for your reasoning. You should know why it's plural or why it's singular or why it's dual, okay? But we are not going to put that here. So what we'll just do is, this one is singular, this one is dual, that one is plural. That's it. Okay? So now let's start. The first one is zira'i. Zira'i. We know that there is a light version, so it's zira'aini, and zira'aini is a combination, and aini means it's dual. Why? Because muslimaini. So that's it. Dual. We are done here. Makisina. Ina, that's a masculine plural. So what you're going to say? Plural. I'm not going to put any numbers here because we are not going to go in that much detail. Nuhan. First of all, it's a name, so it's definitely singular. Names are singular, guys. Mu'minina. Mu'minina, plural. Why? Ina. Ina means plural. And if I'm going too fast, I apologize. I don't mean to go too fast, but these are obvious ones, okay? These are just obvious ones. Al-mu'minina, again, ina, masculine plural, it's plural, masculine plural, come on, plural. Next, al-anharu. Okay, al-anharu. First of all, we see that this is a ending sound, which means this can either be what? It is singular or plural. We look at the meaning, and the meaning says broken plural, and the meaning is also a reverse, which means it's a non-human broken plural, and we know that non-human broken plural treated as singular. So this one will not say plural, will say singular. We know it's a non-human broken plural, okay? So we know it's a plural, but in terms of grammar, this is singular. It sounds crazy, but that's a rule. You got that? You got why we are telling singular here? Because grammatically this is singular, because non-human broken plural are singular. Okay, that's it. Rasulani, ani, dual, that's it, nothing more. Rasulani, Muslimani. Londana, London, it's a place, it's a name of place, so this is definitely singular. Maryama, again, what is Maryam? Maryam is, yes, it's a name, so this is going to be singular. Next, Al-jannataini, jannataini, muslimataini. It's aini, which means it's plural. Dual. Aini sound is dual. Yes. Next, rajulaini. Again, aini sound, which means dual. Yes. Today we have a lot of dual words. Next, ayatan, ayatan. Okay, first of all, we have to see what this means. First of all, it is singular or broken plural because it's definitely not combination. So it's singular or broken plural. We look at the meaning, we find it's singular because sign is just one thing. Mahjubuna, mahjubuna. Come on, this is simple. It's una, which means it's plural, masculine plural. Remember? Next, al-ardi, al-ardi. This, first of all, we have to see, is this ending combination, ending sound? This is clearly ending sound. Ending sound means can be singular or broken plural. Ardi, as you can see here, it means earth. Earth is just one thing, right? So this is singular. Next, Iblisa. It's a name. Iblis, shaitan. It's a name. Singular. An-najmu. An-najmu. First of all, ending combination, ending sound. Actually, if you I should not be doing this, but we can have it little bit cheat code here and know that this is singular. You know how? Because we know that the word nujum, which is a broken plural, is feminine. How do we know that? We know that through a story. Remember, fake feminine because the Arab said so, and that's all a separate discussion, but I just want to tell you here how the gender also helps the number. Sometimes knowing the gender also helps the number. So basically over here we can tell that this is singular. Why? Because we know the plural version, which is nujum, the broken plural version. So this is singular. And we also know what it means, by the way. Yes, because of the story we also know what it means. It means star. Next, if this went on top of your head, then let me just break it down simply. This is ending combination, ending sound. It's clearly ending sound. Ending sound means it can be broken plural or it can be singular, right? And because of our story there, we know that this means star. It's singular, and that's why it's singular. That's it. That's it. No, we don't even need to go into the feminine discussion over here. Just know that it's singular. Next, al-alamina. Alamina, plural. Why is it plural? Because of the ina sound. Al-aswaqi, ending sound, so we have to ask singular or broken plural. We look at the meaning. It's a markets, so it's a broken plural. Not only that, markets are non-human, so it's a non-human broken plural, and non-human broken plurals are treated like a she, which means it is singular feminine. So grammatically we're going to classify this as singular. Ibrahima, Ibrahima. Okay guys, Ibrahima is clearly a name. I don't have to give you an explanation why that's singular. Allahi, of course, the word Allah is singular. It's a name, okay? I don't have to give you explanation. Next, waladan. Waladan, ending combination, ending sound. Is first of all, it is ending sound. So broken plural, singular. Over here we can see it just means boy, which means it's a it's a singular thing. So they're just singular. Next, al-qiyamati. Al-qiyamati, we all know it means resurrection, or Yawm al-qiyamah means the day of judgment or the day of resurrection, whatever you want to call it, but this is resurrection. So resurrection means it's singular because it's only one. Next, Isa. Isa is a name. Names are singular. Okay, ummatun. Ummatun, there's clearly ending sound. Now let's look if it's broken plural or singular. Mother, it's only one thing, so mother is singular. Ummatun is singular. Al-malaika. First of all, ending combination, ending sound is ending sound, so we have to see is it broken plural or singular. We see angels. Angels means that this is a human broken plural, and human broken plural means it has two options. It can be singular feminine or reality, which in this case is masculine plural. So what we are going to say here is P, which means plural, or S, whatever you want to call it. You can tell both. It can be both things. Okay. Now next one, sabilan. Any combination, any sound, it means path. Path is singular, so there's going to be singular. Next, as-samarati. Okay, as-samarati, this is a plural word. Why? Because ati. But if you look at the meaning, we see that it means fruits. And fruits is a non-human thing. And non-human feminine plural, because ati is feminine, so non-human feminine plural is treated like a she, which means this is feminine singular. Next, raji'una. Come on, plural. Masculine plural. This is masculine plural. Next, al-fili. Any combination, ending sound, is clearly ending sound, singular or broken plural. Elephant is singular. So this word is also singular. Next, Yathrib, it's a name of a city, that's singular. Al-Husna. Come on, this is a good one. Al-Husna. Is it singular, plural, or dual? Okay, let's go through process of elimination, okay? First of all, let's look at the plural. Can this be any of the plural? Because Al-Husna just means like good. It just means good, okay? So it's just good. So can this be a plural? No, because it's not goods, is it? So Al-Husna is not goods, therefore it is singular. The meaning tells you that this word is singular. Next, mukhrijun. Mukhrijun, it's exit. Exit is singular. The meaning itself tells you that this word is singular, and you really don't need to go that far. An-nasi. An-nasi, is this word a plural or singular? This word is a plural. Why? Because the Arab said so. It's ism jama. Remember the sixth type? Qawm, nas, qarn. This is nas. Next, al-qiyamati. Al-qiyamati. Resurrection. It's just one thing. So it is singular. Next, al-qasasu. Al-qasasu, stories, which means that this is a, yes, it's singular. Whoever told plural, I'm not gonna like it. It's singular. It's a non-human broken plural, which means it's singular. Next, Qur'anan. It's Qur'an. It's singular. There's no requirement for it to be plural, is it? There's no requirement over here that it's plural. So we have finished status, we have finished number. Now it's time to classify these words based on gender. So now let's move. The first thing is zira'i. So we know the heavy version is zira'aini. Zira'aini is like muslimaini because there's no ta here. So we can say that this one is masculine because muslimaini is masculine. Great. Now, makisina. This is masculine plural, so it's clearly like muslimina. What more do you need? Masculine plural, masculine. Next, Nuhan. It's a name and it's a masculine name, so it is masculine. Next, Mu'minina. Mu'minina, ina, again it's muslimina and it's ina sound, it's masculine. We don't need much. We don't need to go deep. Then al-mu'minina, again the ina sound, it's masculine. We don't need to go much deep either. Now, al-anharu, we have already established that this is a broken plural and it's a non-human broken plural, so this is definitely a feminine. I might be going too fast, guys, so you can just pause the video before I give you the answers. Pause the video, come to your own conclusions, then see what I've said. Okay, I should have told this before, but yeah, just do that. If you think I'm going too fast, if you're unable to find the answers before me, then just pause the video, find your own answers, then come back to the video. Okay, pause the video on each slide before I write the answers on them. Okay, ma? Rasulani. 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 You're gonna tell me why it's masculine plural. I'm not gonna tell you that. You're gonna tell me why it's masculine. Next, landana. Landana. Come on. What is this? Is it masculine, feminine? Well, actually, wait. I'm wrong. I didn't tell you this before, but cities are generally feminine, okay? So names of cities are generally feminine, generally, not always, but this time it is feminine. So names of cities are feminine. You just now learned that, okay? So why is this feminine? Because names of cities are feminine sometimes. Next, Mariama. Mariam, feminine name, so obviously it's feminine, okay? I don't have to tell you more. Al-Jannataini. See, the original word over here is Al-Jannatu, right? The original word over here, or look at this way. Jannataini, Muslimataini. Both of them have tiny, which means both of them are feminine. So Muslimataini is feminine, so this is also going to be feminine. Next, Rajulaini. Then it doesn't have a ta, does it? So it's like Muslimaini. So it's masculine because it doesn't have the ta. Next, Ayatan. Ayatan, it clearly has a ta marbuta, and you know this is one of the fake feminine ones, and satisfy it's feminine. Mahjubuna. Mahjubuna is masculine plural, so it's obviously masculine. Al-Ardi. Al-Ardi is from the story, and it's feminine because the Arab said so. Remember the story? Yes, this is from there, and it's feminine because the Arab said so. So it's definitely feminine. By the way, in that story, I should have clarified this before. In that story, the soldier looks at the ground, right? The soldier looks at the ground, and it's the ground over there is known as earth, right? So earth actually means land, a safer land. He travels to a safer land. He finds a way to a safer land. Remember? So that land is translated as earth. Earth can mean land or it can mean earth, okay? Because you see, earth, land is a part of earth. So for example, when we say skies and the earth, we can also say skies and the land, right? So land and earth are not that far apart. So earth can also mean land, it can also mean earth, okay? So it's both. Now, Iblisa. Iblisa is actually a masculine name because there's no reason for it to be feminine. Iblisa. Next, An-Najmu. An-Najmu is again I told you, it's from the story. An-Nujum and Najm, it means star, as you already know, and it is feminine because it's from the story. Next, Al-Alamina. Al-Alamina. This is clearly masculine. Why? Masculine plural. Masculine plurals are masculine. Al-Aswaqi. Markets is a non-human broken plural. Non-human broken plural are singular feminine. Ibrahima. Ibrahima, it's a masculine name. So masculine. Allahi is again masculine. I mean the word Allah, okay? You can't tell Allah is masculine. The word Allah is masculine, okay? That's it. Waladan. Waladan is again masculine. I mean, you can literally see the meaning. It means boy. Al-Qiyamati. There is ta marbuta. Ta marbuta means it's a feminine word. Isa. Isa. It's a prophet's name. Prophet's name, which means, and the prophet was a boy, so it's masculine. Yeah. Ummatun. Ummatun. See, over here there's two things. First of all, there's ta over here, and it's real feminine because mother is feminine, right? So it can be, it's either fake feminine or real feminine. Whichever way you take it, it's feminine. Whichever way you take it, it's feminine. But the actual true reasoning is that it's real feminine because the meaning is in itself feminine, right? So this word, even though it has a ta marbuta, it is real feminine. Almalakati. Okay, now look here. Almalakati, the people might just take this ta marbuta and think this word is feminine. but they'll be wrong. Almalakati is angels, which is a human broken plural. Human broken plural, which means this word has two options. It can either be reality or it can be singular feminine. So singular feminine is an option, but it's not the option. Okay, you understood that? So what's the other option? Reality. What is the reality? Masculine plural. So this word can be masculine plural. But if you had just seen the ta, you would have assumed that this word was only feminine, right? So you should sometimes it's important to also look at the meaning rather than just looking at the ta marbuta. Next, sabilan. This is part of the word that you learned in Arab said so, feminine because the Arab said so, and this obviously is feminine. The soldier finds a way, path is a way. I mean, sabil means path or a way, right? Next, as-samarati. Now look, as-samarati is a non-human feminine plural. So it's feminine and it's non-human. So this word is obviously just feminine, right? And why is it feminine? Because first of all it's using ati, and on top of that it is non-human. Next, raji'una. This one is masculine because of the masculine plural. We clearly know that this one is masculine because of the masculine plural. Next, al-fili. Now this word, first of all, al-fili, we can see it means elephant, but even without the meaning, if we actually look at this, we know that it cannot be a broken plural. It doesn't have any of the endings, and therefore it is masculine because it has no reason to be feminine. Right, it has no reason to be feminine. Next, Yathrib. I told you this in the previous one where London was given. Names of cities are feminine. Names of cities are feminine. Okay, the Yathrib is feminine because names of cities are feminine. Al-Husna. Al-Husna is, what do you think? Yes, it's feminine because it has the ya. I mean, not the ya, it has the alif maksura, the ya without dots, alif maksura. Next, mukhrijun. There is a, first of all, we'll assume that this is masculine, and then we have to find the reason for it being feminine. In this case, we can't find any reason for it to be feminine because does it have any of the endings? No, it doesn't. Is it a broken plural? The meaning tells you that it's not a broken plural. Is it one of the words that are feminine because the Arab said so? No, it's not. So this one is masculine, and it cannot be a real feminine either. It cannot be a real feminine because we have the meaning here. Next, an-nasi. An-nasi. The word is plural because the Arab said so, but it's not feminine because the Arab said so. So this word is masculine because it has no reason to be feminine. Al-qiyamati. Ta marbuta, so it's feminine. Ta marbuta, so it is feminine. Next, al-qasasu. Al-qasasu, it means stories, which means it's a non-human broken plural, and we know that broken plurals are singular feminine, non-human broken plurals, so it's feminine. Qur'anan, no signs of it being feminine. It's not a broken plural, it's not a broken plural, it doesn't have any of the endings, and it's definitely not one of the words that Arab said so, that are feminine because the Arab said so. So this one is masculine. So with that we have finished with gender, we finished status, number, gender. Now we are coming to the same words and classify them based on type. Type is the easiest one, it's just common or proper, we already know that. So let's start. So the first word we see is zira'i. Okay, does it have any reason to be proper? Let's see. Is it a name? No. Is it having al? No, it's not having al. Is it a pointer? No, we don't know the pointers, but we do know that it's not this or that. The zira'i does not mean this, that, those, these. No. Is it one of the ism mausul? It's not one of the ism mausul. Is it a pronoun? No. Zira'i does not have any pronoun. It does not mean any pronoun. So, and is it someone being called to? No, it's not someone being called. So this one is common. It's common because there is no reason for it to be proper. Makisina, again the same thought process. Proper name? No. Word with L? No. Is it pronoun? You'll learn all the pronouns eventually, but this word is not a pronoun yet. Okay, so you will learn the pronouns eventually, but it's not a pronoun. And is it Pointer? No, it's not a pointer. And what else? Is it the person being called? It's not a person being called because there's no ya before it. Remember, ya should be before it. It's not an ism mawsul. So this one is common. Next, Nuhan. Nuhan is clearly a proper name, so this is proper. Mu'minina. Mu'minina is common. Why? Because there's no reason for it to be proper. Next, al-mu'minina. Al-mu'minina. Now there is alif lam, and we know al means proper. The words with al are proper. Next, al-anharu. Again, there is al here, so it is proper. Al means proper. By the way, when we're classifying types, none of these words are going to have any pointers or pronouns because you haven't learned pointers or pronouns. These words are just going to have other kinds of things like proper names or words with al. Okay, because those are all you know. You don't know any of the rest ones. Except ism mawsul. We didn't add ism mawsul here, but you already know all ism mawsul are proper, so there's no use adding here. So most of these words are going to be common, and when they are proper, they're going to be proper because either it's a proper name or it is al. So you need to look out for these two signs the most. Okay. Rasulani. Rasulani. No signs of it being proper, is it? So it's common. Next, London. First of all, it's a name. It's a very proper name of a place, so proper. Maryama. It's a name, so proper. Al-Jannataini. Al-Jannataini. Al, so it's proper. Rajulaini. Rajulaini. Common. Why? Yes, there is nothing for it to be proper. Ayatan, it's common. Mahjubuna. Think, any signs of it being proper? No, it's none of the 7 categories. So this one is common. Al-Arli. Yes, there is al. Al means it's proper. So you see, type is actually really very easy. Next, Iblisa. Iblis is a proper name. Proper names are? Yep, proper. Al-Najmu. There is alif lam. Al-Alamina. Al-Alamina. Al-Alamina, which means? Yes, it's proper. Al-Aswaqi. At this point, you shouldn't even know that. I shouldn't even need to tell you why it's proper. You should know why it's proper already. Ibrahima. It's a name. Yeah, we already know. Allahi. The word Allah is proper. Proper name. Waladan. Common. Why is it common? Why is it common? Because there's no signs of it being proper. Al-Qiyamati. There is al there. Al means proper. Yes, al means proper. Next, Isa. Isa is a proper name. Isa is a proper name, which means it's proper. Next, Ummatun. Ummatun, common. It can be any mother. Almalakati. There's al over here, people. Al means it's proper. Yes, al means it's proper. Sabilin. Sabilin, which means it's common because there's no reason for it to be proper. As-samarati. As-samarati. Al is there, proper. Raji'una. Raji'una. It's common. No reason to be proper. Al-fili. Al-fili. There is obviously proper. Al is there. Yathrib. Yathriba. What is Yathrib? It's the name of a city, which means it's proper. Al-Husna. Al-Husna. There's al in the beginning so clearly. It's definitely proper. Mukhrijun. No reason to be proper, so it's common. An-Nasi. An-Nasi. Proper. Type is the easiest one of all 4. Al-Qiyamati. Al-Qiyamati. Proper. Why? Al. Al-Qiyamati, so al is there. Al-Qasasu, Al-Qasasu, it is proper. Qur'anan, this is going to be hard one. Qur'anan, is Qur'an a proper name or not? That's the one question that's going to be in all of your minds right now. And I'm going to say this one is actually a homework. I'm not going to tell this one. You're going to find out is Quran a proper name or not. And how are you going to find it out? By thinking. I'll tell this in the next lesson. This is kind of like a homework, and you can think about it and tell me your thoughts. Is it common or is it proper? And with that, we have completed all our intensive comprehensive review. We have classified over like 30 words. Yeah, these were like over 30 words. We have classified them based on gender, number, type and status. So now we have officially completed 4 properties of an ism. You don't know how big achievement that is. Really, this is like the pinnacle, the most greatest accomplishment of any Arabic learner. This is a big thing. Okay, so celebrate it. You have understood the 4 properties of an ism. You don't know the amount of knowledge you have right now. If you have come together this much and you have understood everything till now, then the amount of knowledge you have right now is huge. So I'm going to tell you congratulations, we have completed the 4 properties of an ism. Now in the next one we're going to start a new section, and it's still unit 1, but it's going to be a new section, and you're going to see what it is. It's 5 fragments. You don't know what that means at all, so you're going to learn about this just like you learned about ism. That also we're going to learn in due time. So this much was today. By the way, one very important thing: do not move forward if you haven't learned ism properly. If you don't know 4 properties of ism by heart, everything about them, everything that you have learned so far, don't move forward. If you have any doubts, please go back, please review, go in the comment section, ask your question. I'll be happy to answer, but please clarify them before moving forward, because this is very important. This is like the foundation. If this is not strong, you'll have a lot of confusion when you grow up, when you go forward. So please just make this part clear. Okay, all 4 properties of an ism should be like water on your head. Got it? So with that, we complete today's session. I hope it was beneficial, and I hope you got to see how much you learned today, because the way you answered this question should tell you what problems do you have, how much have you learned, and it should also tell you how far you have progressed. So with that, we have completed today's lesson. I hope to see you in the next lesson. It's going to be a new journey. We have completed one journey. I'm very happy today. So see you in the next lesson. Bye.